Hello there, it's Kriint and welcome to another speed build. Today we're building again on Henford-on-Bagley, or however the Cottage Living word is called, I don't really recall. I'm honestly having so much fun building here. It's just such a different building experience and I really enjoy building cottages. However, this is the last week. Next week we're switching it up because let's be honest, I really want to get ready for Christmas and this isn't really helping. So let me talk a bit about the build. Last week was the release of Blooming Room Kits, the room kit, and Blooming Rooms kit. And everyone on every single social media was building with the pack and it was giving me mad vibes. So I got so jealous. I'm like, you know what? I want to do that too. And originally in my idea, I wanted to do this week a little town center. Because obviously Cottage Living is supposed to be, at least in my mind, a small village where the locals know each other and whatnot. I want to do a small town center, with a local bakery, a small cafe, bookstore, maybe a little city hall, maybe a church. I was still debating on that. But that really messed up with my plans, Blooming Room Kit, because I wanted to build something with plants. So I decided, what, this pack is really heavy on agriculture. You have all these different plots, like where you can plant things, crops, that's the word. And it's just, I thought, what, why not? Let's be a local florist where you can also sell your flower arrangements, seeds. You can buy stuff that you need during, the planting process. Usually it's something that exists in heavy agricultural societies. So yeah, that's what I did. Let's talk now a bit about the build. Not the idea behind it. So as you can see, now we have an actual speed build of the exterior. Usually what I do was take screenshots of the exterior, but and then just create a slide. So that really doesn't work that well for me because this is where I put my most time and I really want to showcase what I'm doing and maybe try and explain it a bit better. As you can see now, for example, I'm using one of the windows from the debug menu that came with Cottage Living. The reason why I decided to use a debug window and not an actual window is when you try and size down an actual regular window, it leaves the gap where, the window would cut through the wall. However, with those debug windows, what is cool is you can actually place them wherever you want and size them up and down however you want. Usually, I would solve that with regular windows. I would just not make them touch the wall. However, that was perfect. It worked greatly because they have like a gray tint, so you can't really see what's going on. Usually when you put a window on a roof, there's nothing to see on the inside because you don't decorate that, so it just looks there. So that worked perfectly. As you can see, I put a lot of time working on that roof and I'm really happy with how it looks. It has so many plants. I really wanted to use those, it has a lot of hanging plants and growing plants, and I really wanted to use those hanging plants from movie Hangout. However, it had, that wooden bar on the top. So that didn't really work out that well because it was sticking through those curtains, the flower curtains that came with Blooming Rooms. So what I did was I used the tool mod, I moved them inside the store and they don't clip now. So it looks like more blending in, which was perfect. Originally in the beginning you saw me trying to save the build a lot in the gallery and you will see that a bit later again. The reason why I keep doing that is I want to make sure that I'm having a decent thumbnail in the gallery. Usually it doesn't matter if you have the most absolutely perfect build, if the gallery thumbnail is shitty. If it is shitty, no one is gonna download it and no one will ever know. So I tried saving it tons of times in the gallery to see what lighting works better for this particular lot, and I also tried to follow the rule of thirds. The rule of thirds is essentially a rule in photography where it says, well, I don't really know about photography, I just learned it in marketing classes. Your subject shouldn't be in the center, it should be off center. Like in the thirds, if you had grid, it should be in the lower or upper third. So in this case, the building is on the lower left half of the picture. And that's what I was trying to do. However, I wanted the build to, like, I don't know, stand out a bit more. So I decided to add it on a hill, like a little slope thingy, because I wanted to create like a little pathway, cute little pathway that you can walk down and just, add more aesthetic. I decided to do that with platforms. Those were great. Plus the new, how's it called, like the new tiles that came with Cottage Living. They have flowers and they are absolutely perfect. I love them so much. So yeah, I used platforms and I needed to have stairs. And I was really surprised because obviously we can't have diagonal stairs, but those particular stairs on a diagonal like axis worked so well and they were so pretty. You will see them a bit more later. Currently, I'm doing a little flower farm. We had obviously the other half of the lot to fill and I had no idea what to do. I originally thought about adding actual, flowers, planted flowers that came with seasons and just all the other packs for, those crops, the large crops that came with this pack. However, it didn't really look right. And I searched on Google, like flower farm, to see what I can find, and I found actual flower farms, which I didn't really thought originally to create. And it's so beautiful and so pretty. I found tulip farms, and some of them were farms where you can go and visit and pick flowers by yourself, and you get charged, I guess, by the amount of flowers you picked. And they had signs to show, the type of flowers, I assume, that they were. And this is what I did. I used the signs for like the facing, and I wanted to indicate what type of flowers they were, but there weren't any actual text that would cover the faces. So instead I put the flower arrangements from, how's it called, seasons, and I just colored them. So what you see is like a red flower sign, and then you have red flowers. Like, okay, thank you so much. Because I wasn't able to see it, but it looks cute, It doesn't matter, it just looks cute. As you saw, I tried again saving the build in the gallery. So what I did was I added another floor to the build, which was like a hidden floor, if you will, because the gallery thumbnail is decided based on how many floors you have. And the more floors you have on your building, the less zoomed in it is, because obviously it needs to include all the floors and see for the people in the gallery to be able to see the whole building. So what I did was I added a hidden floor so it would zoom out more and would be more nicely visible, and you'd be able to see my little flower farm. So yeah, that's a cool thing that you need to keep in mind when building for the gallery. What else? I'm so out of breath. I just wanted to say everything that's I'm so out of breath. So this is the interior, and I decided to include it because I really enjoyed how the finished product looked like. Again, this is a store for flower arrangements and a florist, I guess. So what I did, I included actual flowers, flower arrangements, I guess, from the gallery, and then we added actual plants like decor, but both are set for sale. Something that really annoys me is when you download flower arrangements from the gallery, or if you just go to the back menu and grab the flower arrangements from there, they just don't look right. They look sick, like this is the most proper way. They don't look full. They just look wrong. I don't know what it is, but they just don't look the same when your sim makes them. But I decided, you know what, let's not waste time to make my sim remake those flower arrangements, because when I set it on the gallery, they will again look like shit, so it really doesn't matter. I don't know what it is. But yeah, my idea essentially was I wanted to have, when you go to a florist and they have those glass panel thingies where they have flowers and they just open it like glass freeze. I don't know what it is exactly. Like they keep, cut flowers like roses and tulips and whatnot. So I decided to kind of use on that idea, but use actual flower arrangements because it really doesn't matter if I use just empty flowers. Also in the columns here, like this little area, I really like how it looks. And in the columns, I used the flowers that came from Untitled Living. And I think they look so cute and like so, I don't know, blooming. I really like that. What else? Obviously, apart from the flower arrangements, I wanted to also include seeds because, again, that was my idea. It's a store that sells seeds. But I found out a bit later that there's an actual shop. I found it on the back menu that there's a shop that sells the seeds. So I included some flower seeds. I included some, those racks, the gray racks before you, that sell seeds and like fertilizer and some tools. I don't know. I thought it was a cute addition. Yeah, what else? Oh yeah, on the second floor, like on where the attic is, just because I decided to make it as a store, and I think it would work really well if you have maybe someone who is a flower arranger, a florist, I guess, and you wanna use it, as your own shop. I decided to make a tiny apartment, not used as an actual apartment, so it has all the things you need to create flower arrangements. It has vertical plants and the vertical things, and yeah, that is everything. You will see a bit in the screenshots. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you will have an amazing day. And take care. Bye!